Hello students, welcome to MBA 360. If you are a student who is interested in finance or specialized finance, or you are interested in public policy, this is very important for you, because what I'm about to talk about is an institution which has been created by the government of India to help them structure the public finance and ensure that the students also have a stable career. I'm talking of National Institute of Financial Management, which has been renamed as Arun Jaitley National Institute of Financial Management. This is an institution which was established in 1993. And there are three large objectives for this institution. One is to train public officers. It can be civil servants, people from revenue service, postal service, and so on and so forth. Do consulting and research work for the national policy when it concerns finance. And three, and most importantly, to create a stable workforce which will work in public service and finance, the intersection of public service and finance, and make sure that the public finances of this country are better used. And students who choose this will also have very stable careers, because you're going to work in consulting companies, in banks, in financial institutions, and so on and so forth. And most importantly, you'll be in specialized nature. So your work profile would be slightly different from people who typically do a typical MBA in finance, because you're going to work at the intersection of public policy and finance. I'm talking about Arun Jaitley National Institute of Financial Management, which is called NIFM. Earlier it was NIFM, by the way. And I'll talk to you of why you must apply for this at this point in time, because of the kind of placement it happens and the kind of fee it charges. That's also very important for you, because the ROI here is very good. Let me take through the data, right? By the way, this is in Faridabad, which is NCR, which is National Capital Region, which is close to Delhi, right? It's established in 1993. It's an autonomous public body. The Ministry of Finance, by the way, the Minister of Finance is the governor or the chairperson of the institute also, which means that you are directly working under the Ministry of Finance, because the finance minister is the chairperson or governor of this board, right? And spread over 42 acres of land. And the degree that is granted once you get into this is from JNU. So you actually are getting an MBA degree while you're studying in an institute which is founded and funded by the government of India, Ministry of Finance. And very stable financial careers is what you got. Now, what is that is being taught? For example, they have a live market training, market stimulation lab, exposure to financial software, Bloomberg, etc., visits to regulators, stock exchanges. That's what they do. What you learn when you're sitting here is something which many B schools would not have access to. For example, not everyone can walk into a stock exchange or financial institutions for a 12-week summer internship. They might not even give it to you, but when you study here, it's great possibility that you'll get that. And continuous interaction with corporates, FIs, stock exchanges, rating agencies, and government financial bodies, because again, it's Ministry of Finance body, so which the access is much more easier. And renowned faculty, blend of senior academicians, industry experts, and most importantly, people from policy also will come in to teach you here. Now, what is the number of students that you have? You have about, and we're talking of the 22-24 data, which is the last data that we have. In 25, that there is already a recruitment that is on all, and most possibly they'll reach the same number as we see it. In the year 22 to 24 batch, there were 29 students who were enrolled. 2 were government officers who never wanted placement, because mind you, I told you that a lot of government officers also study here, some part-time, some skilling, and some which are essentially what you call management development programs. So most of the IAS officers, IPS officers and all also go there if they have to manage finance in their own departments. Right? Students opted out for placement test 2. So essentially you're left with 24 students who are supposed to be placed. In the placement percentage, rather 25 students were supposed to be placed, of which 24 were placed, which is 96% placement. So the students who study here are also getting very good placement track record. Now, the kind of companies that come for placement here are, Moody's Analytics, which is now renamed as Equity Knowledge Partners. Then you actually have CRISIL, which is a rating body, DH Finance, Fidelity International, which is a US-based company, Galactico Corp, ICICI Prudential, which is a insurance/mutual fund, AMC, Phillip Capital, SBI Asset Management Company, Tipson. So you actually have asset management companies, insurance companies, rating agencies, NBFCs, all those kind of companies are coming for placement here. Because the cohort is smaller, you have a better chance of getting placed. By the way, I'm repeating what's the kind of data that they have submitted to the government of India, with a basic fundamental belief that they don't have any reason to lie. So I'm actually taking the data as has been shown by them. Right. Now, how do you get into this institution? You need to be a graduate, bachelor's degree with minimum 50% marks, 45% for SC, ST and PWD. The exam for which they consider is CAT, XAT, CMAT, MAT, GMAT, CUAT. The upper age limit is 30 years. And the selection process is national level entrance exam, which is 50%, which is the CAT vagara. The group discussion is 25 marks and personal interview is 25 marks, where they essentially try to understand from you why you want to join them, your interest in public finance and public policy and those kind of things is what you will get a lot more here. And as I said, 50% in graduation, minimum 3 years of work experience. Now, this is what they're talking of when you're talking of corporate executives, by the way. This may not be relevant for the student, but 3 years of work, maximum age. So this for the MDV program that they're dealing with, or sponsorship NOC required and personal interview. So this is something that I felt that, we were covering quite a few public institutions that are at the intersection of public service while dealing with MBA programs. We talked of Indian Institute of Forest Management, we talked of National Institute of Securities Management, we talked of National Institute of Banking Management. We'll talk a few more about it, but this is one more option that you must look for because the fee here is very, very moderate. But at the same time, when you look at the kind of placements that they have and the kind of experience that you'll get at internship level or at a placement level also is very, very good. So one great option that you must look for as you move along. And before I move further, please do subscribe to MBA 360. It's very important for us to know that what we're doing is actually able to helping you to decide for yourself. So please subscribe to MBA 360.